Another story we're talking about, the threat of Zika virus taking center stage during last night's GOP debate. Candidates asked whether it would be time to implement a quarantine. Here's how they responded.
You bet I would. You make these decisions based upon the symptoms, the medicine, and the law.
Do we quarantine people if we have evidence that they are infected and that there is evidence that that infection can spread by something that they're doing? Yes. But just willy-nilly going out and quarantining a bunch of people because they've been to Brazil, I don't believe that that's going to work.
So, who was right? Let's ask Fox News Medical A Team's Dr. Mark Siegel. He's here to weigh in. Good morning, Doc.
Great to see you guys.
So the answers last night, did any stand out as the proper medical response?
Well, Dr. Carson was much closer to the reality of this virus than Governor Christie was, because quarantine is great to say, but you'd have to quarantine mosquitoes, not people here. It's mosquitoes that are predominantly spreading this. Now, there is one case of sexual transmission, but that is not likely to be the predominant way it's spread. Dr. Carson mentioned urine and also saliva, but again, there's no evidence that it's spread through casual contact. Mosquitoes are the problem. When they were eradicated in Brazil previously, the related disease went away. Now that they're back in Brazil, this is the problem. Dr. Carson also said something I thought was fascinating. He talked about the CDC and the NIH. He's right to do that because the National Institutes of Health told me this week they're hard at work on a vaccine. They got this vaccine moving rapidly. In a year or two, it's going to be out. That will be a huge game changer. And the CDC has to start implementing testing, rapid testing, Clayton, where they can test travelers that come in that they think are sick. The main reason that you cannot quarantine people for this, not only aren't they spreading it, but 80% have no symptoms whatsoever. Right. So while you're quarantining a sick person, 80% are going to slip by into the United States.
And while you're here, how concerned are you about this? It's February right now, but what about July and August when mosquitoes are running rampant?
Well, and we got to look at that here. That's a great point because we have 2 mosquitoes here that could spread this. Now, they haven't spread dengue fever, which is very related to this virus, but in Florida and in the Gulf states, we've got this Aedes aegypti mosquito. Up here in the north, we have the Asian tiger mosquito. They live on bottle caps. They're aggressive. They bite all day. They'll bite 5 different people. We have to use insecticides, larvicides, and get rid of still water, especially in poor areas. We got to get rid of these mosquitoes, and then we won't see the problem here. We have to protect our pregnant women. This is a very, very, very mild virus, but I'm convinced that it is associated with these birth defects. We have to get rid of the mosquitoes.
So frightening. All right, Dr. Mark Siegel, great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thanks.